Welcome to Foundations. We're the marriage architects, Mark and Heather. And whether you're newlyweds or celebrating decades together, we know there are still paths to discovering new dreams, vision, and purpose for your marriage. We can build a marriage blueprint for you. Just go to foundationsquiz.com or click the link in the show notes labeled quiz. God has incredible plans for your marriage. Join us today. Okay, Mark, I want you to share the meatball story, the Christmas meatball story.
So, Italian household, big thing.
Hey, did y'all know Mark was Italian?
No. So you got to have meatballs. I don't know why, and not just meatballs, but lots of other meat types. But it's all about the meatballs.
It is.
And I don't know. There's just the recipe that's been passed down for a long time. So you get it ready, you get it going. It takes a little time because you can't just throw those, meatballs together. They gotta be the right size.
So you didn't go to Costco and get the frozen bag?
Oh, no, that's not gonna work.
Which I will probably do this year.
And people would know.
The Italians would.
Well,
the family recipe.
So our pastors, all the people that come over, Joe and Natalie, they would know.
There's an expectation.
There totally is. And so, it's just amazing to me though, because I don't have the recipe necessarily written down. So from year to year, I know it can change a little bit. And that's the way it is.
Okay.
It's not much you can do about that. But you just go with that flow. So I don't know what happened last year. 30 people are on their way over. It's just not coming together. So we started started over. Liz was
have
like,
enough meat and because
I had to go get all that. Had to start over, get all the meat. Luckily,
no.
This is a week.
You're
before.
having a Christmas big celebration party.
Yeah,
with
the week
people
before.
Coming.
But I already had 100, bag in the freezer, ready to go.
Already made,
but they just aren't. It's kind of about expectations, right? My expectations. Maybe no one else would have noticed. I'm not sure, but I couldn't serve those. So start over. Luckily, I had some time. We just made it happen. So everybody was thrilled with the meatballs, and it was a hit. And it's really not that complicated, but I like people to think it is because then it makes you kind of the cooking hero.
Well, you have to build up the story.
You do.
So the big meatball story was you just had to go back to the store and
you had to start over.
Or
I had to change my expectations, which I wasn't going to do.
Right.
Maybe I should have, and that would have maybe got me to bed earlier and maybe a little more sleep and a little less anxiety. But the product, it was what I wanted, what I needed, and I had that. So that was good. That was all a plus.
Well, I think I have a really funny holiday story with my amazing, dear friend, Connie. And if she's listening, she'll giggle. But one year, we both thought for our families, it would be great to brine a turkey. And so we did the preparations. We looked, we thought, okay, I said, Connie, I've never done a turkey myself, the whole bird. And so I was a little stressed about it. She said, well, let's just brine it together. So we're, there's strength in numbers.
How hard can it be?
How hard can it be? So I said, okay, I have my bird, do you have yours? And we were timing it right. And then I guess there's,
big birds, little birds?
They were, mine was the average bird. I'm an average bird kind of gal, but family, there. When we're in Texas celebrating with the whole Fields family, we actually do a whole different system that I won't go into now. That's for another time. But for at home at that year, we were going to be in Wisconsin. And so I thought, well, for my family, this will be fun. I'm going to take the mantle. So maybe this is the year you're taking the mantle and no pressure.
No,
right?
None.
To be in charge of the meatballs or the turkey. Connie, on the other hand, has 6 children and
family.
5 boys. The youngest was a girl. Big family, and they're big boys. So our friends are just amazing. And we thought
they're not eating in portions. They need a big bird.
So you have to soak the bird. What do you soak a big bird in?
Bathtub? No.
People said to online. I thought it was disgusting.
I'm with you.
It needs to be refrigerated.
I'm with you.
Because it's a 48-hour brining
Oh, yes.
season, like deep salt experience for the bird. Deep salt. So I think I went to the spa, right? It's like the salt aromatherapy or not just the salt
A
therapy.
turkey spa.
I don't know, but we decided that we needed Rubbermaids. So we went and got Tupperware
Sure.
Rubbermaids to fill up with the water, then to put the bird in. But I highly suggest the bird first, then the water, so the ratio doesn't overflow.
That makes sense.
And then also do it in your own home, because we thought it would be fun to do this together until we realized at my house, until Connie needed to take the brined bird floating in a Tupperware Rubbermaid back across the street.
Oh,
So the two of us, it was like Lucy and Ethel, and we have a lot of Lucy and Ethel moments.
yeah.
So the two of us, carefully without dumping the water, and then the whole,
And that's like 50, 60 pounds of bird and water.
it was a lot.
I mean,
It was a lot. We're strong women, but boy, the neighbors had a lot of fun watching the
Is
two
there a
of us.
video that we could maybe?
Thank the Lord, no. There was not a video. Is there a
Definitely.
video of your meatballs?
Oh no, it would be boring.
It would be boring.
Yeah.
But those are the expectations we're talking about today. And so we had a list of to keep the holiday stress down at a minimum, because we know Jesus says this is the greatest time. You know, we want peace and the joy. And
I got to know how the brining came out though. It's just like the cliffhanger. What are we doing with the brining?
I think I have blocked it out of my mind. I have just completely forgotten about it. But it was good. I don't know if Connie's worked. I think, but you know, that was crazy, but a lot of fun.
Nice.
Good memories.
Nice, yeah. And that's what it's about. When all is said and done, it's about, the memories. It's about the,
Family.
totally. It's
And
about,
even if it's just you and your spouse, that's family.
Right.
I really want to encourage people. Maybe this is the year that it's just the two of you. God is with you. God has a plan for you to make this a really special holiday for you two. And so to be the wonder of the season, the wonder of the expectation, God's expectation, not mine, not John's, but to get aligned this year with what God has, because, he has something very special for you and your home.
very much so. It is about family. It is
Yes.
about a experience and a memory that can encourage you to succeed. And that's what he's all about. The expectations sometimes just need to be right to us a little bit. And what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Sometimes the expectations, don't matter as much once you can work through those. And the communication aspect of doing all that with your spouse, very important. Very important.
Well, my favorite holiday movie is Christmas Vacation. So the expectations, remember Chevy Chase lighting up the house. So his expectations were completely off the charts to the detriment
Of the entire family.
No,
Yeah.
squirrels.
Hopefully your turkey ended up a little bit better too.
Well, it was close.
That one. No, I'm sure it did.
It was very close. We've had a lot of fun with our neighbors, but you just think, I love how funny we all are as humans, and we can't take ourselves seriously, and how much the Lord is, hey, I'm right here.
Right.
Keep it simple. I am the light of the world, and to communicate, get aligned with God's plan for your home and your family.
I think setting some limits, right, as far as
On the lighty, or the house.
just what you can accomplish and what is available. I know one of the homes that we owned at Christmas, we had phenomenal plans for lighting and for yard, things for the kids.
You guys do a lot in your yard.
We loved all that stuff. Well, we reached a limit where we kind of had to go, okay, we can't really do much more than this. And the limit was set simply by the electric company. And we were with, some power issues, and we had to go, okay, we're going to have to dial it back. We're going to have to make some concessions, and we're going to have to change those expectations. Otherwise, we're going to blow up our panel, that kind of a thing.
Exactly what we're talking about. It's just the common sense, practical things in life, though, that can get you off this holiday.
Absolutely.
So have a plan. Even if you're listening to this driving home from work, or while you're cooking and making holiday cookies, we want you to know that what's important. And serving up those meals is important. But know the boundary, know the limit before things fall apart, because it becomes a place of unconscious incompetence.
Right.
Where the expectations of too many holiday cookies or too many lights in the house become overwhelming,
Right.
and it starts fights and conflicts. It could cause harm, like in the Christmas story.
Especially if you're, from an emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
Holding those in, or if you've buried those, or if you have maybe not communicated those effectively.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very much so. So we want to encourage people today with communication. Talk that out with your spouse, what your expectations are. Have boundaries and limits on what you really can accomplish in one day. What's reasonable? You can't see every family member sometimes all day long, but maybe you can spread it out over a couple days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those simple things make a big difference.
They do. The kind of right sizing of those expectations. I love the competence question because, right, you don't want to be incompetent.
Yes.
So sometimes you have to right size those things to go, okay, what is important? How am I going to prioritize this? What's the memory that I want to last? How do I take care of myself during this time?
Yeah.
Super important, right? The self-care aspect. Investing in yourself and your health, getting enough sleep, eating the right things. We've talked about all those issues. Those are important.
Yeah. If you're eating more, move more. That's kind of my, go-to.
Right.
Because it is fun to enjoy the special treats and the holiday flavors. But then spend time and do what you need to do if you're eating more. It's just common sense.
Totally.
And I love what you said, making sure you have rest. Because if you're not rested and if you're tired, the stress level for everybody's going to go up.
Absolutely.
So take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And that nobody can do that but you.
Right. Absolutely.
I know in seasons where I haven't, and I've tried to do it all or be it all at the same time, and God never intended that. And so I had to really kind of hit the wall being super Christmas mom, daughter, friend, and there's no expectations for that but what I had in my head. And if I would have just taken a little time to see, okay, God, I don't have to be the super Christmas to everybody in my atmosphere.
You're right on point with that. That kind of is maybe an American thing, right? When you look around the world, lots of ways to celebrate Christmas, and not necessarily with all the stuff, right? You're creating those memories.
Well, it wasn't with stuff. It was just with giving of your time.
Yeah.
So really, check your calendar and your schedule.
Right.
And
that's a good idea. That's what you're saying.
See how much bandwidth you have, because you don't have to be present and at everything. In fact, I've talked about this before. I got in the way thinking that the good things that God has given me to share sometimes weren't, know when to share, what to share, and how to share it. Because if I'm sharing in a way that God did not intend, he wanted somebody else, I'm in the way. So that's freeing from me and my resources of time, my resources of care, my resources, maybe it's making cookies or just gift giving. Steward your resources, what you have as a father, as a husband, as a woman, a wife, a mother. Steward your resources and think about what they are.
Yeah.
With your time, treasure, talent. We talk about those, but at the holidays, they're limited.
Right.
So really be intentional.
And those are all part of those limits. And those limits go in because you can only do so much. You can only give so much. They all go into the expectation piece as well. We like to talk about that. But you can right size those expectations to meet the need, still create phenomenal memories for your family.
Meals.
Be there. Will be there, and those memories will last a lot longer than anything we might have tried to create, ourselves in that sense. So
and do it all with joy and humor.
Yeah.
And that's a test. I just want to encourage everyone listening. If you notice the stress level coming and you're getting anxious or angry, the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Right.
And the holidays should be the most joyful time, a new baby, an expectation, a gift, the greatest gift of Jesus is coming.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so exciting.
It is. And that's the whole reason, right? The prophecies fulfilled. I mean, that's
so much
what matters.
So we just leave you with that abundant joy this time of year.
Absolutely.
And if you need that, slow down, get focused with the Lord, and spend time with Him, because He's going to replenish you more than anything else. And then be aware of what you need. If it's more movement or rest, whatever it is that you need, God's going to show you. And we are so glad that you've been with us today on this podcast. And we can't wait to talk and see you again soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us at Foundations. Remember to take our quiz for your free marriage blueprint by clicking the link in the show notes. You can also check out our website at foundationsquiz.com.